I don't know who saw the Nintendo Direct that was shown yesterday, but they announced the Switch 2 and they announced a bunch of games being released on it. There's a few new games, and there's a bunch of games that are on the PS5 and Xbox, and they're just porting them over. So, one of the things that ended up happening was that during the presentation, they started breaking down exactly what the Switch 2 is and what the prices are going to be. So the Switch 2 in the United States is going to be $100 more than Japan. And then the video games for digital is going to be $80. And for physical, it's going to be $90. So most people assume that they were just going to jump up to the price cost of like PS5 and Xbox. But they went $20 above that. And what's interesting about this is that every time a company does these kind of price hikes, the others follow suit. So PlayStation and Xbox are probably going to increase their prices soon, and they're going to make that announcement shortly after this, because this has happened every single time. It's happened when they increased it from 50 to 60, from 60 to 70, so it's like there's no reason why they won't do the exact same thing. Now, what's interesting about it is that they explained how the Switch 2 is going to work, and you're going to actually, when you buy a physical game, you're going to get a cartridge that when you plug into your system, it's going to prompt you to download the game to your system, and then you're going to be able to play your game offline. So you have to have internet to play the game. Originally, it's like you have to have internet to download it, and then once it's downloaded, then you can play it like normal, which is kind of like a lot of what PS5 games are nowadays. They do that. Like Assassin's Creed was like that. And what's fascinating about this is that this is almost exactly how the Nintendo disc reader was back in the day. So the disc reader was between Nintendo and Super Nintendo, and it was Japan's failed attempt at trying to put everything on a cheaper system. And what ended up happening was Japan rejected it, they didn't like it, the sales slumped, and they ended up having to make the Super Famicom shortly after. So it's like, it just completely failed. They didn't even bother bringing it to the US or any other country. So it's almost the exact same thing. So it's a cost-saving measure. The prices are super high now. And if you look, the prices are like, they're the same prices of the Wild West Super Nintendo days before Nintendo really had competition. So it's like, for example, Earthbound was like $90. I know Killer Instinct was like $80. It's like Street Fighter was like $80, and all these prices like started to settle when we had Genesis, like Sega Genesis, like Sega came into the picture, and then it perfected when Sony came into the picture, because now they had two competitions instead of just one. So their prices like shot way down, and they stayed pretty much on par with everyone else. So now we're at the point where it's back to what it was during the 90s, which is a massive bummer. And I know a lot of people were saying that, oh, Nintendo was going to price hike this entire time, but you can't deny it's the tariffs in the United States. You just can't. The manufacturing for Nintendo takes place in China and Vietnam. China has a 34% import tariff now. Vietnam has 46, I think, and then Japan has 24. So it's like they're all like way up there now, and it's almost like Nintendo was planning this entire time, and they just knew that they were going to get hit, and now we just have to live with it. And I don't want to discourage anyone from buying anything new, but honestly, if you buy new, you support this, and it's just going to keep going. There's already rumors that the new Grand Theft Auto is going to be $120. And at this point in time, I see no reason to believe it's not a rumor. It's probably going to be true. And it sucks, because we went a long time where we can just buy any game and have fun and just trade the games in and buy new games. But thanks to digital, now GameStop is failing. So the only place you're going to be able to find used games are like Goodwill or your mom and pop video game stores, and they're not exactly known for cheap prices. So, yeah. It's a shame. But it's the world we live in. Welcome to the world of the Nintendo Switch 2, everyone.